Excuse me. Customization, anyone can watch. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Thank you guys for coming back to this stream. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing this tonight? Shout out to Pondering Politics, Josiah, I believe his name is, donating $10 earlier, supporting small, independent, progressive creators. You know, you feel me? I want to get on Tim Pool, dude. I'll drive down to West Virginia, or wherever he is. I'll call him Beanie Boy. Anyone, did anyone ever call Tim Pool Beanie Boy to his face? Has that ever happened? Whoopsies. Okay, guys. Okay. Let me get this on here. I'm live, right? I am live. Okay, cool. Watch this stream not work. Watch them do that to me. Just to make sure I don't get 25K. Late. Hi. Subscribe. Thank you. I'm late. No. No.
This is a Tim Pool.
Oh, no, not that. Never that, bro. Breathe, bro. Walking around like Tizo.
Am I just going to decide that? No, thank you.
Wait, can I just ask a simple question? Who gets to decide whether the United States is at war
The
or
president,
not?
in my opinion.
No.
If we're being invaded, I want the
Actually,
commander-in-chief to know.
Scott, no. It's actually the Congress.
When you're asking if we're being invaded.
I'm asking
you want to call Congress and see if we're being invaded?
Bro, this guy would have been there begging us to get into Iraq and Afghanistan, bro. He would have been begging. He would have been begging to send our kids off to die. By the way, so the executive branch executes Congress's laws. So, like, for example, the reason Congress will declare war is because Congress will decide if we're at war. So if Congress decides we're at war, then the president will be executing that war as commander-in-chief. The president is not deciding if we're at war. The president is not writing laws for a reason. To separate powers, you assholes. They hate America. They hate America. MAGA hates America.
The subscriber you are trying to reach.
Whoa, buddy. Call back again. I missed you. That's crazy. So arrogant. It is arrogant, too.
We'll be taken over before they ever get to the committee.
Who gets to decide whether the United States is at war? The answer is Congress.
I'm talking about if we're being invaded.
When the president says we're at war...
Yeah.
It's so stupid too, because it's like, obviously if we're being invaded. Oh yeah, by the way, the same people that are gonna say it's okay for the president to decide every military conflict are the same people that are gonna say like, oh well, Zelensky's a dictator for taking control during the Russian invasion. Like the same people saying that that Zelensky's at fault right now are the same people that would be begging they're begging for a dictatorship now. They're begging for an actual dictatorship now when we're not being invaded. I hate these people, dude. It's so annoying.
Call from.
So stupid.
To accept.
Hello.
Nigger.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. Okay, so nice. The Doge Boys were on Jesse Waters. Big Balls was on Jesse Waters, by the way. Exclusive. The Doge Boys expose more wasteful spending. Your tax dollars are going to alpaca farming in Peru. You know, it's kind of awesome that, you know, when we talk about government waste, we usually mean corruption and money being lost and whatever else. And they bring up the dumbest possible topics for a reason because they don't want you to pay attention to what the rich are doing. It's so stupid. Doge and big balls. Look at Elon Musk over there. Cuckboy. I hate them, dude. Okay. Who's going to call in? I need to talk to someone. How are you guys doing?
The same thing.
Wait, okay.
It has to mean something to be an American.
Gotcha. Hold
I hate this. They're all actors too. They are all actors. The people that are...
You heard that a lot. But against all odds, I did great in 2016. 2016, how great was that? And then I did much better.
Hello, what's up? Yo.
In 2020. Sorry. But against all odds, I did great in 2016. 2016, how great was that? And then I did much better in 2020. Sorry, the election was rigged. But it was a rigged election. And then in 2024, I made it too big to rig. I said, we got to do this again.
I don't know if people understand when Trump is lying about these things and when the cabinet is like falling over themselves trying to praise Trump the most to get favor with the king. That is exactly how every historical dictatorship forms and is portrayed in media about dictatorships, where it's everyone just wanting power with the king. They betray all of their self-respect and dignity. They'll do anything to make the king happy. And living in a fantasy world is how North Korea works. About the elections, about Trump saving 260 million people's lives. Like Pam Bondi said, like it's all in line with what a dictator does. And people don't know that because Americans are stupid. Oh God, dude. Yes, more videos of the one of the signs of the immigrant criminals there. We should.
Mom, I love you. I'm going to do it for you, Mom. And she's going to do it. Mom, I love you. I'm going to do it for you, Mom. And she goes, and she lives, and she gets it. And, Mom, I'm going to do it, Mom. Can't do it. And she's going to do it.
Imagine, dude. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say nothing except Republican makeup, dude. I'm just going to say Republican makeup. Republican makeup. Look at this. Look at this Republican makeup. Holy crap. Please drop a like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 25,000 subs. I might have to just... He is so weird. It's okay. He's a funny guy. He's relatable. He's relatable, dude. How dare you say that to me, dude? I'm going to pretend to debate someone. I'm going to pretend to debate someone to get someone to call in.
Hi. Been calling from Canada.
Well, I want to debate people. I don't know if you're...
Yes, I think the problem with tariffs is building up the money in the treasury.
What language do they what? Hello?
Hey, do you think niggers hate America?
Hello, Domino's? Huh, Domino's hung up. Weird. Actually, no, it's Papa John. Papa John's the racist one, right? Isn't Papa John's the racist company? I don't know. It might be. Did you see someone threw an airsoft grenade at a group of immigrant workers or something outside of a Home Depot?
They cheat.
Invite.
Oh my God.
She's going to do it.
No callers. How upsetting, dude. That person hung up in shame too. That said that.
At 12:30 p.m. or 12:30 Pacific. I will be having a conversation with Ethan Klein about, I want to talk about Israel-Palestine, what his opinions are, what has changed in his perspective, and how damaging it is to make conflations between Zionism and Judaism.
Call from
Wolf.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
What is wrong with you, boy? I don't understand why you don't like this man. He loves us.
That's a good impression.
He loves all of it.
No, you got to say like, you got to respect what Trump has done for this country. You liberals want to bring the trans immigrant illegal rapist.
You faggot. I don't know why you trying to defend all these gays and queers and women having control over their own fucking bodies. Are you crazy, boy?
They wouldn't say their own bodies. They would say killing babies, though. Like you want to let these women kill babies? Yeah. Because their own bodies would say like, yeah.
They're out there killing babies, and I have a problem with them killing babies.
Yeah. So like, they're killing babies, and I want to kill babies instead. You know, I want to kill the
I'm okay with a dictator as long as they stop killing my babies.
You know, you ever see that meme where it's like Obama, where it's like the Obama thing where it's like kill my baby, or I forget that meme. That meme's crazy. You gotta copy. Okay, I'm getting a call. Thank you for the troll call. Have a good one.
Call.
Cassie.
We appreciate the trolls here. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
How's it going?
Just listened to your podcast.
Okay.
And I was wondering, why are you so down on Trump?
What was that?
I was wondering why are you so down on Trump? Trump is making America great again.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Are you a troll or are you no, you're a troll. You're a troll, right? I'm pretty sure.
No. Look. I live in Alabama. I don't understand, why do you want to make this country communist? Why? If you don't like America, get out. Right?
Yeah, you should leave America.
That's the reason Trump won everything. The swing states, everything, and you know it. And I tell you something else. If God is for us, nothing can come against us. And that's exactly what happened with President Trump when somebody's trying to blow the brains out. You know that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't judge anyone at all, especially for what they do in their spare time. But when it comes to this, I prefer you keep your gay relationship with Trump in your bedroom. I don't want to see that. It might make my kids gay. I just appreciate.
I know gay relationship, son. I don't.
Yeah, because you love him, and I appreciate that.
You are a Democrat. A demon cat.
A demon cat? A cat that's a demon?
David. A Democrat, not
David. A David cat.
Democrat.
Them? Wait, they, them? Oh, your pronouns are they, them? Okay, I'm sorry.
Democrat.
Your pronouns are they, them. You said them. You said them, cat. You're they, them. I appreciate that. Thank you for telling me.
No. You are a Democrat.
No, I'm not. I'm not they, them. I'm he, him. I'm him.
That's on two sexes. A man and a woman.
Oh, you called me sexy, dude? Okay, you can't say that to me. I'm just saying. You can't say that in public.
No, I said there's two sexes.
There's two sexes? You had sex twice? Hell yeah.
A man
High five.
Like God word says, two sexes. That's it. Man, female.
God made man and female?
Man and woman.
Do you think dogs can be gay?
No, because they don't have no sense.
Do you think that people can be gay?
Yes, because of the devil.
What if what's worse in your opinion? A straight person that beats a child or a gay person that adopts a child?
Look.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Look, Gay is not accessible. Not.
So you're
Two
saying
men
rather
should not lie together.
so
and
you'd
two
rather
men
you'd
should
rather
not
a
lie
straight
together.
couple beat their kids rather than a gay couple adopt a kid.
The good word says, spare the rod.
Did the good word say kids should be abused as long as they don't have to be raised by gay people?
No.
So like if you had to choose for a kid to be adopted by a gay couple or abused by a straight couple, what would you choose?
I want to ask you a question. Okay. Why do you don't like America?
Hey, my God does not allow kids to be abused. You know, I'd rather
No.
a gay couple give
Why
them
do
a home, you know.
do not like America? Why
I'm sorry.
do
No. I'm sorry. I'm not going to talk to someone who's pro-child abuse. You're pro-child abuse. I'm not going to talk to you, bro. Have a good night. Have a good night. You're pro-child abuse. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm sorry.
If you
It's
don't
not
like
good.
America, go move to China.
I love America. I love America, and I love gay couples
Hell
adopting
no,
kids
you
over
don't
kids
like
getting abused.
America. Hell fucking
Well,
no,
that's not
you
your
don't.
decision. You're not
Huh.
God. Are you God? Do you think you're God? Do you think you're right about everything? You think you're God? You're not God.
And you're not either.
I know. I didn't. I'm not saying I do, bro.
Hell no, y'all are not goddamn God. Hell no.
No, I'm not saying I am. You're saying you are because you think you're right about everything. You can say who this country's for. You can say what the word says. How do you know? You're not God. You didn't write the Bible.
I
Neither
read
did
it,
God,
though. Hey, I read it, brother. I read it.
Well, I
And
think
y'all
like
don't.
so
You don't.
when it comes to
You
like Jesus,
don't.
do you think Jesus would let a kid be abused or allow them to be adopted by a gay couple if you had to choose?
What in the hell you talking about?
So I asked you if we have a kid, okay, and the kid can either be abused by a straight couple, a man and a woman, or be loved by a gay couple, a man and a man. Which would you rather a kid go to? A straight couple that'll beat the kid, or a gay couple that'll love the kid?
Spare the rod. Boy, child.
Okay, well I understand your opinion. So I support like kids not being beaten. And I think gay people should be able to adopt kids. Because a lot of kids in the foster system.
I think something else too, son.
So you're pro? Are you pro? Do you think gay marriage should be legal?
No.
Do you think interracial marriage should be legal?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think being gay should be legal?
Like I said, marriage is between a man and a woman.
No, I mean being gay. Like if they don't get married, should they be able to be together?
Hey, that's up to them.
Should they be able to hold hands in public if there's two men in a relationship?
That's up to them.
Okay, well you're you believe in gay rights. I'm proud of you, brother.
No, I don't believe in legal licensing it. Oh.
No, but you could have right to be gay in public, and the kids can see that there's gay people that are in the world, you know?
I'm talking about legalizing it. Look at the damn porn. I mean, having damn drag queen story hours and libraries and all that. Now, I don't believe that. And what about castration of little kids? I don't believe in that crap.
Yeah, well, one of the issues is that one of the groups that assaults the kids the most are Bible college or Bible churches that assault kids in Sunday groups. So like we have issues there, but I'm not going to blame every Christian on you know those situations. I'm not going to blame every immigrant or every white person for racism. I'm not going to blame every of any group for anything, but you will because you hate America. But it's okay. What's your okay? I have another question though. What's your favorite things about Jesus? Like what's your favorite things that Jesus taught?
He died for our sins.
No, but like about what he taught about how to live.
He loves and heals.
He loves and heals.
He loves and forgives and heals.
Loves and forgives and heals. Okay, but it's weird to me the first thing you bring up about Jesus is what he did, for your own selfish interest. I'm just talking about, how Jesus treated other people, like the poor, the outcasts in society, the leopards, and the money counters, and he reached out to the people in society that the government said were unacceptable, which today I'd view as the trans and gay people. I think Jesus would have been with the trans and gay people, protesting with them peacefully, like he did, and he died for that. Just like MLK, just like a bunch of other activists died for our sins.
Yes.
Do you think Jesus would be pro gay rights?
No, because it's all his word.
Okay, well, say when
God
did Jesus
word-
say gay bad? When did Jesus say gay bad?
Marriage is between a man and a woman.
No, but when did Jesus say being trans is wrong? When did God say being trans is wrong or having abortions? When did they say that?
Every life is precious in the eyes of the Lord.
No, but like when did Jesus say you can't be trans?
Every life is precious in the eyes of the Lord. If he
Okay,
made
I'm just
you
saying.
a male, no, wait a minute. If he makes you a man, you're a man. Okay, I don't care if you go out there and make yourself a woman, but you're still a man in the eyes
Wait,
of God.
okay, I have a big question, huge question. Is God a man or a woman?
Man.
Ooh. God is no gender. I'm sorry, but he transcends that. God is much more powerful than just having genders. So you need to read your Bible more, because God is non-binary. Like in the Bible, he's non-binary, or they is non-binary, or whatever, she. You could say any pronoun for God. People might disagree with that, but God is not a male.
Hey, look.
I disagree.
Okay. Whatever. But I tell you this, you need to read the Bible too, the Word.
So, the general teaching, I know that you probably, I don't know. It's just in the Bible. According to the Bible.
How old are you?
I'm only 14.
Yeah, bullshit. Look, I am 55-year-old woman.
Oh, I thought you were a man. I thought you were a man. I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought you were a man. I thought you were a male man. I'm sorry. I thought you were a male man. I was using he him pronouns.
I don't care.
No, I just want you to know. I thought you were a man. I thought you were a man. Just so you know.
Hey,
I thought you were a man.
I'm surprised you ain't making fun of my accent.
No, I like your accent. Your accent's awesome. I love your accent. I'm just saying that it can be confusing, on the phone, in person. Like, I'm just saying we should be, careful when we identify people, because it might have been offensive to make fun of your accent or like your gender, because I thought you were a man. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I thought you were a man, a masculine man. And, but I'm glad to know that you identify as a woman.
Yeah, right.
All right. Have a good night.
Hey, look, dude, I ain't following that trap.
Okay. Someone else call in. Do one more caller. I do not want to do that call for my 25,000 subscriber celebration. Let's see. I need 4 more subscribers for 25,000, guys. 4 more subscribers. Thank you for watching. Please drop a like and subscribe. If you want to call in, call the number on the screen. Join the Discord. We can chat after. You can chat with us in the Discord. Thank you for watching so much. My name is Jolah Talks Politics. I talk about political stuff on the internet sometimes. I don't insult anyone, dude. I only insult transphobes. God gave me free will, and I chose my free will to make fun of. I was not making fun of them. I respect them. I actually thought I was a man, though. I thought they should know, because they hate trans people so much. But I know that's also offensive for other reasons. But it's whatever. I'm tired. Sue me. Okay. Call lines are open again for people calling in. Diversity is good. Diversity is awesome. If you think diversity is bad, you're not American. You do not love America if you think diversity is bad, and you hate black people and white people. Actually. Hello. Hi. You're on.
Hey, do you think kikes and niggers should get deported?
Oh, is it you again, buddy? You have another phone number on the internet?
Do you think kikes and niggers should get deported?
You realize, like, I want you to talk. I want you to talk. You make this channel much more insightful with your commentary.
But do you think niggers should get deported?
I think that you know, we should love all people. I believe in Jesus's message. You know, I'm sorry you don't. Well, I'm sorry you don't. Oh, the white man should lead this country. I mean that can be an opinion. That's an opinion, buddy. I mean, everyone has an opinion. And I'm happy you have one because it shows that you're thinking. So I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. If it wasn't for the white man, this country wouldn't be what it is. Oh, that sucks. I mean, do you think Irish people are white? Are Irish people white? Really, that's the question that got you stumped? Oh my god, dude. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
Yeah, good. Wait, is this Jolah?
Yeah, this is the YouTube show. My microphone sounds different on the Google Voice because the quality sucks and whatever else. Actually, do I have a different microphone on my... One second. No, it should be... Yeah, no, my microphone's just bad compared to the stream. But yeah, what's up?
No, cool, man. No, I just I just wanted to say I admire the way you let people speak, because you see a lot of... I disagree with you politically, but you see a lot of similar content where others won't let the other callers talk and speak. So I admire your platform, and but I just wanted to gather your thoughts on the immigration policy through the Biden administration. What are your thoughts on that? Like, millions crossing over the border. Were you okay with that?
When we say am I okay with that? So after COVID, it was a really difficult climate for inflation and immigration. There was no increase in crime from immigration. Our crime rate went down since 2020, and it's been going down for a long time. So there's no period in America, or no area in America, where you can find high crime rates because of immigration. It could be for other reasons, but crime did not go up. We needed immigrants for the economy. It does make America better to have immigration be a strong point of it. Do I like our immigration system? No, I don't like our immigration system. Biden should have been much better messaging on the issue. Democrats are weak and pathetic messengers. Most Americans actually agree with the Democratic platform, but they're weak and pathetic leaders, to be honest. Many of them, not all of them, just many leaders on the liberal side. So yeah, Biden worked well with Mexico and other countries. He got a $2 billion investment from Mexico over the period of 4 years. Or a few years, I believe, that actually did help reduce fentanyl, and we had the biggest decrease since the beginning of the opioid epidemic and opioid deaths. And by the final 6 months of of Biden's presidency, border crossings went down a lot, but Biden chose really long-term, slow ways to decrease immigration, when I feel like the American people wanted more executive orders like Trump did. So it's a much more complicated issue than I think the conversation usually goes to.
I really see. I think that wow. I think that is a great response. And wow, wow. I'm really impressed by that response. I've never heard that before. But wow. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to gather your thoughts.
That's a good advertisement for my channel. That's an advertisement for my channel right there. I appreciate that. I would say I'm from a very conservative area, so being from a conservative area that was 99% white, I understand a lot of the messaging and insecurities and different messaging across media platforms, because the ecosystems or the echo chambers make it hard for us to talk about these things. And I think I take a lot of care into understanding both perspectives as much as possible, and I really do care about solving the issue. So I dedicate a lot of time looking into the nuances of it, because I hate the media conversations, and that's probably why I approach my channel like I do. So
I do too, and dude, I appreciate you, appreciate what you do, and dude, you're the man.
Yeah, thanks. Do you have anything else I'm gonna go over?
No, man, no, that's it. I just wanted to see your thoughts on that.
All right. Yeah, and one last thing. The mass deportations will probably shrink the economy and GDP by 4% and lead to a huge recession, if not depression, that Trump wants to do. It'll cost $400 billion. And a path to citizenship for innocent individuals living in America who are visa overstays or they have families here, giving them a path to paying taxes and working here is really beneficial to the economy. And right now, a big thing for people to pay attention to who are watching, there's a reason ICE are sending like 10 kids to college campuses to detain someone for an op-ed they posted. It's because they can't find enough of the extremely violent criminal terrorist invaders that they talk about. So they have, they're trying to run up their numbers and make media stories. So they're going after certain people and really expanding their scope of who they can actually detain. And there's a way to focus on violent immigration or violent illegal immigration or whatever, or violent crime in general without cutting away from freedoms or rights from anyone. And in a way that focuses all resources at tackling the problem. And if someone's a member of our communities and they escaped a dictatorship in Venezuela, I want them to stay here. That's exactly what made America great, in my opinion. But yeah, thank you for calling, and yeah, if you want to chat about that in the future, definitely call in again. But yeah, have a great night, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. See you. Okay, was that a fan trying to set me up? Was that a fan trying to set me up or some type of like I don't know. Wow, I never heard that before. It's like, okay. I feel like he's glazing too hard. I feel like that was too much of a glaze. Please drop a like and subscribe. We just hit 25,000 subscribers, guys. 25,000. Thank you so much for all the followers and subscribers, guys. Yeah. Let's go. If you want to donate, go to Jolah Politics on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. Jolah Politics on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. Best place to donate. Become a channel member for $3. A channel membership is $3 a month on YouTube. Also join the Discord in all my channel descriptions. Thank you guys so much. Who would have thought? Who would have thought I'd hit 25,000 subscribers on YouTube? I never thought that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Opening up the phone lines. I guess I'll keep going to celebrate. Thank you guys. Can I call in now? Yeah. Guess so. Cool. Oh, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Debate, chat. No one in Discord. I can take calls through Discord, too, if people want to do that. I don't see any calls coming through Google Voice. You can see the number up there. You can see the number up there. Call in through the number up top. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. I'm waiting for another person to call. No one's calling, dude. There's a person. I'm going to call you back. Hello?
Hey, Jolah?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, are you, or am I in the YouTube chat thing?
Yeah, you're, so you can be heard. You're live. They can hear you.
I'm live. Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, well, whatever you want to chat about.
Yeah, are you a Trump supporter or not really?
I am probably anti-Trump in every possible way in terms of what he actually does. I mean, he says some things I agree with that sound popular, like the manufacturing point and a couple other things, but what he actually does in practice, I feel like it is opposite of what I want America to be, I guess.
So, I mean, I used to be a liberal when I was in high school, and then, well, basically got into a lot of things, hearing a lot of things, conspiracy theories, stuff like that. And what I've come to, I guess, learn or I guess hear is that he's trying to take down the deep state. And I don't know if you've heard any of this. You've heard of like QAnon or the whole Anon thing. And I don't know. What do you think about that?
Donald Trump is the deep state. He was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy and a big Clinton donor. He passes pro-corruption policies and he's friends with a bunch of crypto scammers, and yeah, Trump is the deep state more than anyone. I mean, even Bukele. One reason that we're helping Bukele is because in El Salvador, the government there worked with MS-13 and other gangs. So Bukele wants some of these gang members in America to be returned to El Salvador before they can talk to American courts. So we're helping Bukele be corrupt, and he wants his people back that he signed deals with to make sure they don't snitch or rat them out. So Trump is involved in their gang operation as well. People don't know that. That's not reported as much, but yeah, Trump is the deep state in my opinion.
In your opinion, okay. So, have you heard the entire thing? I guess about. I mean, like I said, just conspiracy, but that JFK Jr. is actually alive, and that I guess him and a lot of retired generals got Trump to run for office in order to, like I said, basically take down the deep state, and that the mainstream media for years, even after he ran for office, claimed that he was racist and all this other stuff, and before everybody loved him. I mean, I would even say, I voted for Trump 3 times. I'm Hispanic or Latino. I'm 39. I was born here in the U.S. But I didn't used to like Trump before he ran for office, and after a while, I started getting, I guess, warmed up to him. But I've never been a Democrat. I was independent when I first registered to vote, and then after I heard about, the Bushes and 9/11 and all this other stuff, and how it was all planned, and I don't know. You've heard about that before, right?
I don't know if I'm probably gonna. I'm sorry, but I deal with like policies, and I just know that Trump is cutting taxes for BlackRock and George Soros. He's cutting taxes for the globalists and helping them make money. So, he's also very pro corruption. He's very pro. He's in bed with Saudi Arabia and Israel and Russia and China and every country you can imagine that's corrupt. So like, if you don't think Trump is the deep state, I don't know what the hell we can even talk about. So I mean, I appreciate the comment, but I don't think we're gonna get anywhere. It's not a good match. I'm swiping left on this Tinder date. But yeah, you could end on something quick.
You're fine. I was just gonna say one last thing. So like, if Trump was deep state, then why does every billionaire want him gone?
He got the most donations in terms of money from billionaires this election by far. Kamala had more billionaires supporting her. I think it was like 80 to 50 or something like that. But Trump got the most money. Some billionaires do have better. Trump is going to probably crash the American economy and hurt everyone. So I mean, they probably don't want that. They might not like Trump being very racist. And also, I mean, Trump can be friends with rich black people, for example, like Saquon Barkley, but they're rich. If Saquon Barkley was a random guy in the street, Trump would probably be calling for him to be in handcuffs and ship him off to Guantanamo Bay. So, I mean, you could be rich and transcend race a little bit, like Snoop Dogg or whoever else plays at the crypto balls. Or Oprah, you could play around with a bunch of celebrities. But I also have like old racist drunk uncles who I know are not the greatest, but they're from a different era. So it's like, whatever, let them say dumb shit. But if they become president, I probably have a problem if they became president and started doing actual bad shit. So it's funny when he's just a dumbass reality TV star, but once he's president, it's a whole nother level. But yeah, I appreciate the call. Hope you have a great night. Jeez, dude, what's going on? Thank you so much, MP. Thank you so much. $25 for 25,000. Congrats! I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, all of you watching this and seeing the numbers go up and the likes and everything. And even when I get busy and hanging around for when I get to come back and stream again, I really appreciate all of you. And all the conversations in Discord after stream, which I'll be in Discord a little bit after stream if you guys join Discord and want to chat. Maybe, I don't know. There's a Teague in there and a couple other conservatives that are not even conservatives. They're just really annoying. Couple people on Discord right now I see in the chat logs, but I don't know. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, everything. Thank you.
Call from.
Whoa. If you want to guarantee a call in, by the way, you have to donate $10 with your first name and your phone number if you want to guarantee a call. If you want to jump ahead of the line, there's like 50 people trying to call right now. Hello, what's up? You're on if you hear this.
Oh, awesome. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, all good. What's up?
Sweet. So I'll start by saying I am not a Trump supporter. I think he is the most corrupt president of all history in America. But I was wondering if you think that it is possible that Trump actually did rig the election. I think there was definitely a push in social media, like on Instagram or Facebook. Do you think it's possible that he rigged it in any way, or was rigged?
The The coordinated attacks and bomb threats at polling sites, coinciding with different blackouts for power. We know they came from Russia directly, especially the phone calls for the bomb sites. And I don't think there's evidence of actual rigging in the election, but those are definitely interferences that definitely played a role. It did not determine anything, but it's something that should not happen. And Trump lying about the elections in general makes them less stable. I do think that Trump is going to rig the elections now. We're going to have to be all hands on deck. He tried seizing voting machines with his DOJ in 2020, and now he's literally a king to them. So they'll actually do it now. They said no before. So I think he will rig elections using every power from the government. So that's why I think we're going to need, and this is another conversation, but we need AOC and Bernie because we need people who can get people protesting in the streets, not just book club readers like other liberals and people on the left. So we need people who are going to be out there making sure they don't try to steal the election. But this past one, I don't think there's actual evidence. If you want to say they stole the election, look at North Carolina right now. They're trying to. They've been on a multiple month campaign to throw out ballots in the North Carolina Supreme Court race. Republicans spend so much money. They spend more money on trying to get votes canceled. They spend more money doing that than they actually spend time trying to get votes. So Republicans in general are very anti-democratic and always use these funny mechanisms to throw away votes. Like look at Abbott in Texas. They hate democracy. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my whole take there.
Okay, interesting. So from my perspective, it seems like there is a lot of evidence that Trump is a horrible president and does a lot of bad things. Why is it that most Republicans, older, what I've noticed, have a hard time admitting that or changing their opinion and voting for someone else?
I mean, he falls into and reinforces every stereotype about black people, about trans, gay people, about immigrants. I mean, he says everything they wanted to say for such a long time. So culturally, he aligns, and they're very stubborn people, too. If you're a conservative man, you're probably emotionally weak. I'm just going to say it. If you're very ingrained in conservative ideology, there's a reason they point towards testosterone and muscles and drinking beer and being a real man. They have to point towards that because they can't handle like tough conversations. And conservative men are not very emotionally intelligent either. And it's really sad, but I wish we could have conversations to help them out. I know that sounds snooty. I don't care. It's just, I'm sick of hearing people cry about having tough conversations and wanting to ban books and wanting to ban trans people and wanting to ban black people, calling them DEIs. We know what they actually mean. Like, I'm sick of hiding from their actual, like, take the mask off. It's not 2020 anymore. You know, these people still think 2020 was tyranny because they had to wear a mask. They think it was tyranny. That they're soft. They don't understand what it's like to be in a country that's actually developing and falling apart. So like it's just, and I hit 25,000 subs tonight. I could be a little bit more aggressive on that. It's just, I'm sick of the babying and pussyfooting around people do with a lot of the conversations here. But yeah, Trump lies to them, and you know, they're already stubborn people. They're people that can't admit they're wrong in their own personal lives, let alone with politics. And I mean, in Trump's first term, things went fine because the economy was fine, and then Trump didn't do anything to ruin it. So I mean, it's going to be hard for them to admit they're wrong, even when Trump does crash the economy. So.
Yep. I think it's also a sunk cost fallacy where it's like, well, I've invested so much, sometimes money, time, and energy into thinking it's right. I'm just going to convince myself that he is a good guy or a good president.
Well, think about the fights they get into over football teams. I mean, if you think BLM's violent, look at Philadelphia after the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Men know how to talk. You know, they talk like cavemen sometimes. There's a reason women are dominating academics and leadership positions. But it's whatever. It's a man's world. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. Well, hey, I'm sure there's other great conversations you can have tonight. I got
thank you for the
ammonia,
questions.
so heal some vibes.
Oh, hell yeah, we love that. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Hope you feel better. Thank you. Have a good one.
Appreciate you, man. Change some minds.
All right, thank you. I'll try. Have a good one. Okay, please drop a like and subscribe again. Did someone just donate to me? Thank you, Porsche. I always try to say the names broken up as if I'm gonna. I just say first names. Thank you so much for $5. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. If you want to donate to Jolah Politics on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, that's the best place to donate. Or you can become a channel member, or do a super chat, or anything like that. Thank you so much. The coffee link you see on the screen, it's a text to speech. So if you type a message and donate through Coffee, the KOFI link you see, it'll say your message out loud on stream. So that could be more fun if you want to do something more fun than a super chat. And it's also a better percentage for me for the coffee link versus the super chat if you want to text the message. Okay. All right. I'll take another call, I guess. I said I would go till 1, so if we keep getting calls, we'll keep going. So go ahead. Waiting on you. 25K sub celebration, brother. Oh, we're dropping in viewership. We don't have any viewers. What a shame. Trump is bad. WTF. I'm only 12. I can't read. Why would I know what that is? Hello.
Jolah.
Yo, what's up?
Dude, it's Joel. Without the
Nice. Hell yeah.
Hey, so I just wanted to clarify something that you said earlier. You said Trump was friends with Epstein and Diddy, right? I'm just gonna make this quick point. That's just not true. Like, he had some relationships with Jeffrey Epstein, but it was before he was ever convicted, and he distanced himself after. And in regards to Diddy, there's no record of any formal relationship between the two of them.
They were friends for decades, and on the Celebrity Apprentice, Trump said how he loves Diddy, and Diddy's a great partner and someone who's great to do business with, and someone you can trust. So Trump has known Diddy for decades and decades, and for Epstein, I mean,
business partner is the same as friendship and personal?
I'm just saying, when people say that there's other people in the deep state, for example, they called Kamala the Diddy candidate when Trump was actually friends with Diddy and Epstein. And like the Epstein thing, they were best friends. They partied with each other for a long time when all this stuff was going on. If you think that Trump was his best friend and had no idea, when Trump actually said on record he knows that Jeffrey likes younger girls, and Trump himself has said he fantasizes about having sex with his own daughter. He wants to have sex with his own daughter.
That was in 2002, by the way.
Okay, I'm not like a big, and Trump, I know Trump like banned Epstein when he needed to, because Epstein went after one of his club members' daughters finally, so Trump was forced to ban him.
I mentioned that last time we talked, yeah.
And Ghislaine Maxwell, like Trump said, why did Trump wish her well when he knew what happened after the conviction, after everything, or after the charges and everything? He wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. Like, it just seems really weird, bro.
Well, what was the tone in which he said it?
Multiple times he just said, I wish her well. Like, he did not.
Like, I wish her the best.
Pretty calm. Yeah, I wish her the best. It was a very, for
like,
Trump's
I wish
tone,
her to beat the case. I beat.
Yeah, I wish her the. Yeah, he literally said that in a very soft tone for Trump. Yeah. Multiple
he said,
times.
I wish he beat the case. That's crazy work.
Wait. So if you talk about, like, if I ask you about Bill Cosby or about Jeffrey Epstein, you say I hope the best for him. That's pretty bad, right? If you know that this person was involved in a massive sex trafficking ring. You don't think that's weird?
Look, I don't want to go too far on a one quote.
This is that Trump derangement syndrome. This is that Trump derangement syndrome where his fans are Trump sexuals and are so attracted to his ball sack that you can't admit that he's best friends with a sex trafficker. And you know that Trump bragged about sex with his own. When Trump bragged about having sex with his own daughter, what did that mean? What did he mean by that?
He bragged that he had sex with his own daughter?
He wanted to. He bragged that he wants to have sex with her, how attractive he is, and if she wasn't his daughter, he'd be dating her. And he talked about her amazing body, being voluptuous, multiple times. Is that not weird?
That's weird if it's true.
Yeah, and also I have a whole video on it with the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl, because he talks about fans, if you know what that acronym means. I cannot say it, but he's a freaky ass, you know. But yeah, Trump also said he wishes he could relate with his daughter with sex, but he can't because she's his daughter. So look up those interviews, because Trump has said on like 5 different interviews that he wants to have sex with his own daughter, and she's super hot and attractive, and they were talking about her on Howard Stern as well, about how amazing her body is, her tall voluptuous body. He's a freak. I mean, at least most Trump supporters say he's not a good guy. He's freaky, but they like his policies. I mean, if you're gonna say none of it's true at all, I don't know. I don't know. What I could say to you. I'm sorry.
I don't actually know a lot about.
He a fan. Do you know that song? Not Like Us. He a fan.
One second, brother. Hold on.
Certified pedophile. What? Okay, have a good night. Someone else calling. Please drop a like and subscribe. Huh. just because he is best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and he loved P. Diddy and he wished Ghislaine Maxwell the best in a very positive tone does not mean anything. But Kamala Harris is the P. Diddy candidate because she's a woman, DEI. Ooh. I love their brains. They're broken. Thank you so much for $20. Jordan, thank you so much. King Street Freak believes that supporters don't exist. This is a reminder to everyone watching that yes, people pay him to keep doing what he's doing. I hope he runs for Congress. At the very least, I'll watch him here. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it. Shit. Okay, call back. I did not mean to deny you, whoever just called. Call back. I'm refreshing. Refreshing the page. Please drop a like and subscribe again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cool. Who mentioned me in a chat? Did they say congratulations? The Trump Maxwell clip? Oh yeah, this is the other one. Thank you so much.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and so a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach. I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
Imagine if a Democrat said this shit, bro. Imagine if a Democrat's like, yeah, I wish her well. I used to hang out with her all the time in Palm Beach, dude.
Whatever it is, I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew.
I don't know the situation.
Just don't know. Not aware of it.
And now he's hiding. He released the fake Epstein files, and now he's like not talking about it, dude. It's so crazy. If a Democrat did this, he'd be, dude. They would not stop talking about it, bro. They would not shut up about it. Holy crap. So it's okay if Trump does it, but Jesus. Hi, this is the Jolah YouTube stream. What's up?
Hey, man. So I'm half and half on these situations, right? I try to look at things more for what they are than what people try to say they to be. And frankly, I've done a lot of reading on these CIA, FBI documents that have been declassified by Trump, right? And specifically according to Cuba and John F. Kennedy, CIA had a big hand in all that. That's the deep state, right? There's lots of things that John F. Kennedy specifically, he didn't sign over, considering they were going to use, the CIA and the FBI were going to use bombs and planes and against American people. I mean, we have things like MK Ultra and other mind control experiments. That's the real deep state, right? And I think that was exposed, has been getting exposed for many years. And Trump has exposed some of it, right? I mean, many other presidents too. Joe Biden has as well.
Okay. Oh,
right?
wait. Do you think Joe Biden exposed it, or he is it?
He released some documents too during his time, but you know, often, when you I mean, the thing about Joe Biden is that he pardoned a lot of people that shouldn't have been pardoned.
Well,
right?
Trump pardoned literal war criminals. Trump pardoned actual war criminals, though, like people that gunned down people in Iraq, Blackwater war criminals. Well, he pardoned them because he's best friends with their owner. That's way worse than anything Biden ever did.
Biden pardoned a person, a Chinese official, who was in prison for making child porn. So they're all a part of it.
He did not give them pardons. If he commuted their sentences to not be death penalties, that's not the same as giving them freedom. Unless if he went through another civil rights organization.
No, he commuted other people's sentences, but he pardoned an actual Chinese person who was making that kind of content.
Yeah, and Trump pardoned the sex criminal because he's Jared Kushner's father. I mean, we could go down the line of a bunch of things that Trump did. That's
well, of course, I'm not saying I said 50-50, right? I'm on.
It's not 50-50. Trump is far worse. Wait, okay. What do you think about the Epstein files? How Trump released the fake Epstein files? Now they're hiding them. Like, what do you think that's about?
I definitely think that there is some weird things about it. I mean, these files should have came out a long time ago when he was first arrested, and they let him out of his cell 7 days, a week, 6 days a week. He was free to go to his island.
I mainly mean, do you know how Trump released the fake Epstein files a few weeks ago? Like, and everyone forgot about it? Like he said he was going to release
Well,
them.
of course, yeah, I didn't forget about that, right? The binders, and they held it up, and it had
Yeah,
just the same
why did they do that, and why are they
information, right?
hiding it? Do you think Trump was involved in any of that? Like, do you think he was on the plane?
Well,
I mean, he was on the
knowing
plane,
law,
but
well, knowing law, right? I think that you have to gather your P's and Q's, and there's a lot of video evidence, right? And we ain't gonna see none of that fucking video evidence. That's for the FBI and that's for the CIA to do that shit. But we already know that they're corroded and corrupt. I mean, look at these NSA.
all
chat
I'm
rooms
all
that
I'm
just
saying
got
is
found.
like if anyone thinks there's anyone that's like fighting the so-called deep state, like Donald Trump is just going after people that certified the 2020 election and people that he doesn't like. It's not any type of focused thing. I think we're proving right now that the deep state does not really exist because if they did exist, they would not let Trump do what he's doing. At least
Well,
they did
that's
not
why they
exist
tried to
nearly as
shoot
much
at
as they
him,
did
right?
60
Tom
years ago
Crook.
or
He's
60 years
had
ago.
multiple
Okay, they sent
assassinations.
out some dumb incel kid who was a terrible shot to go be
His
their
house was scrubbed clean. There
expert
wasn't even
marksman.
silverware
Yeah,
in
okay.
his
Well,
house.
okay. I don't know why
His
they would trust
parents
some
don't
incel
leave the house
child
for
that can't
months
even
on
shoot a
end to wear a
that he's an
mask.
incel child who couldn't hit a 40-meter target. Like I just don't. It's just you'd have to believe
He
so much
also was
conspiracy.
at gun ranges.
I can't.
that the
He
NSA
yeah, he was a
trained
terrible
at.
shot. He was known for being a terrible shot, right?
He had iron sights. I mean, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. Okay,
just
he was known
missed.
for being a terrible shot. He was laughed at by his fellow people in like the
Right.
gun
He
program
still
he was
did
in.
it though. He still did.
I'm
There's a lot of
saying
weird
if
shit
the
about it,
deep
right?
state is relying on him, random incel kid to keep the secrets with iron sights from whatever 100 meters
He's not
away.
the
Like
only
I'm
one
just
who tried
saying,
to
there's a lot of things
assassinate
you have to
Trump
think about there.
after that, right? What about the guy that
Every
just caught
single
with the guys in
president
a
has
rocket
like
launcher?
okay, you realize every president has like 5,000 assassination attempts. Obama had a guy shooting at the
Well,
White
of
House
course.
yelling "You're the Antichrist." It's just
Of
like
course,
you're
Ronald
making. This is
Reagan,
the point of
he was
conspiracy
shot.
theories. You can't really like you can't tie it together that much. Every president gets shot at.
Well, of course, but in these documents that were just released by the CIA and FBI documents showing they have done experiments on humans without knowing it in our own country, our own people. They have planned, which John F. K. did not sign off of.
Well, RFK
and
wants
then
to do
2
that.
weeks later, he has a bullet in his head, right, for using and targeting.
Okay. Someone call in and talk about real life. I can't do it. I'm not doing conspiracy topics. I'm just not doing it. I don't investigate conspiracy theories. I'm not going to accept grand conspiracies about the world from people who don't know how tariffs work. Okay. If you don't know how to do taxes, if you don't know how tariffs work, you cannot give me a grand vision of this crazy Illuminati world. If you don't understand basic facts about the world, prove you understand the world first. But the thing is, if you do understand the world, you don't come up with conspiracy theories. You have other ways to explain things.
Your call has been
Where's this at? Oh god, dude! Like, there's so much. These people spend all this time connecting things together, but they don't know basic facts about the world. Like, spend your time doing other things, bro. Oh my god. Okay, please drop a like and subscribe, guys. You don't accept reality. Haha. You're funny. You're funny. Joem. Go talk to DJ again.
Joel.
Hi. What's up?
Hey man, just wanted to call again to let you know you lied. You said 40 meters. It was 120 meters. Just saying.
I don't know
That's
how
three
long it
times-
was. I was
three
talking
times
about.
well, it's significantly different.
No, I was
buddy.
talking about him being a terrible shot according to his classmates or whatever.
Well, getting to nearly the head at 120 meters with iron sights is actually pretty
No,
insane.
that's why.
pretty
That's
accurate.
why. Okay, that's why it's such an interesting thing. Why the deep state would choose him, a terrible shot, incel, random ass kid, to do that. It just does not make sense. Your conspiracies do not make sense. Wow, the deep state is sending their best. Apparently, the deep state is a little rusty. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, you're on. You're live.
All right, cool. So I work in blue collar and trades primarily, and most of my coworkers seem to think Trump's a great guy from the get-go, and they voted for him. Now they're seeing the repercussions. What do you think about the new tariffs here?
So the tariffs are self-destructive, and I need everyone to understand that they don't care if it's self-destructive, because the goal of leaders like Trump is to gain as much power as much as possible through executive authoritarian means. So if you look at like North Korea, for example, North Korea does not benefit from being isolated from the rest of the world and not allowing modern technology and not trading and not allowing tourism. They don't benefit from that. But North Korean leaders would rather have the country suffer rather than give up their power. And with Trump, the tariffs are done by him and only him, and Congress is not voting to take it away from him. Maybe they will eventually. But Trump can tell companies, you have to come beg me for, exemptions. And that creates an area where, our founding fathers wrote in the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution, the power of taxation is with Congress, because the king would use tariffs and levy other taxes as a method of authoritarian power and control. You could even argue that the Boston Tea Party was more about tariffs and authoritarian taxes rather than taxes in general. That's it's taxation without
3%.
representation, which is the issue. This is taxation with no representation and no say from the American people.
Sure, there's a high disapproval rate. Do you think he's going to have a chance at a third term with nobody's taking any action here?
I don't know. This administration is more like a regime. They are not going to leave from elections. It's going to be huge public demonstrations, huge public souring. The approval rating needs to be in low 30s, high 20s. But this administration is not going to leave peacefully, or at least not going to leave just through voting. In 2020, they wanted to seize voting machines and they wanted to steal the election, and they still lie about it today. And if you look at their press briefings, Pam Bondi told Trump today he is the best president in American history through 100 days. And also, Trump alone saved 260 million American lives by stopping fentanyl at the border. Like the lies are getting North Korean levels. So we are in a area where all these officials are trying to be the best servant of the king to get favors, and that is how dictatorships form. So we're already there. We are in a developing dictatorship. We're in a light dictatorship now, and people don't know it yet. We could play nice for a while, but it's gonna get a lot worse.
All right. Well, thank you.
It makes you feel good, right?
No, not at all. But I've been feeling this way for a while about it. So.
Yeah, all we can do is reach out to people, especially kids that are 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We don't want them falling into the Charlie Kirk rabbit hole. And also the liberals and Democrats need to be less purity testing when it comes to pronouns and social justice terms. Some people have good intentions and they just talk like idiots, and we have to be able to accept them too and have the conversation to move them over to our side, because if we don't, then the white supremacists will win, because they win when we reject people from more sane thought. Even conservative Republicans, like moderates, are moving Democrat now, but like low information voters are rolling the day, so we have to move them over somehow, and they like vibes. So but yeah, thanks for the call.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Wow. Yoshi. Drop a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for $5, TG. You say what I want to say to my dad. MAGA has consumed his personality. It's sad to see the power of propaganda. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I know some people whose family members or parents have watched Newsmax nonstop. And, with their knowledge base, their base of information, and also the media they consume, it's completely irrational for them to have the views they do about the world. Like, it makes sense logically. If you believe everything they see, the only information they have access to and they listen to, it makes sense. So it's even harder to break them out, because they are just literally getting a fake version of reality. And thank you, Egghead. Thank you so much for $5. It's good to see you. Hey, what's up?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, what's up?
Hi, I'd just like to know your thoughts about the decline of the modern family structure, notably that of lessering. Sorry, I'm trying to phrase this.
Like birth rates?
No, it's like historically, you would have family trades, and family trades would, be passed down through the family. That's becoming less and less prevalent. And families are outsourcing, relationships more to online use and the rearing of children. And it's everything is just becoming very disconnected, and it's clearly impacting society in a negative way. I'd just like to know what your thoughts on that are.
You can argue that America and American culture and capitalism is inherently bad for that kind of thing, because we focus on efficiency and how we can, get things done quickly. We don't focus on values that we care about, or even communities. We don't invest in public goods nearly as much as we used to as a country. And also, it's harder to keep trades smaller and within families, and because of big companies and the nature of our system is quick progress all the time, nonstop. We don't have time to sit down and wait for to evaluate how we want to do things. I would say, as far as the collapse of family structure, I don't think it needs to be a big issue. I think the lack of community is probably the bigger thing that I hate, and the overall isolation we have with other people, and the way we're glued to our screens, and we have the inability to speak with one another. Yeah, I guess those are the biggest issues to me. I feel if we provided more services for families to be happier and healthier, we might see a change. But this is normal in every really developed and rich country, because you end up focusing on other things. And I know a lot of Amish community members, and they're very focused on family, but they also don't have anything else to do. They have no other distractions. They're working all day. They're talking to their family members, and that's all they have. So there's not a bunch of career goals and societal goals and other missions and things to do culturally. So yeah, in less developed countries, we'll probably see more of a nuclear family structure, I'd probably assume.
Yeah, I think I concur quite well. And another topic I have is more future-proofing political movements, and kind of, and I have trouble phrasing this because I bounce these ideas in my head, and I don't typically voice them that often. Mm-hmm. But in the information space, we're seeing multiple different actors, either oppositional or actual enemies, having the ability to, target and coerce larger groups of people to lean in specific ways. Everyone talks about the Russian bots, but it's becoming more, especially now with chat bots explicitly, they can talk with you and really change your opinion, like you talking with someone face to face. You bring logical reasons. Maybe that they haven't thought something through. You thought provoke them, and look, maybe this is a possible solution, and maybe they concur with you. Now they're aligned with whatever you propose to them, and you can get them to act a certain way. This is becoming more and more prevalent, and I honestly think, in my opinion, pure democracy in the face of something like this is kind of setting up things to fail in a very negative way.
I think it is a problem. It's always happened to some extent, and all the research corporations do to target marketing in different ways. We know there are programs and algorithms that we can launch that can control large groups of people, and this is where we get into a discussion about overall free will for humans, and how much free will we have, or if free will is a thing. Because largely, we can probably be really predictive on what someone's going to do in what circumstance, and what messaging is going to make them do something different. And that's very easy to predict. But if you tell Americans that I can design a message to change their minds and make them act a certain way, they're going to be like, no way, bro. I make my own choices. I make my own decisions. They can't control me. But it also lowers their defenses for the possibility of that actually being true. So with this massive media, large, these huge language models and everything, they can lead people based on media ecosystems, based on the way they interpret information, into a very specific direction. And before, you would need like a North Korea style embargo of information and freedom in general. You would need to cut out freedoms in a country to make sure that your message can prosper over all other messages and your mode of how society should run. But now they can just segment populations on phones, and we don't even talk about the dopamine addiction people have to anger and to their phones and to phone screens. And,
oh yeah.
Like the dopamine addiction, being angry is actually a very primitive emotion that targets different sensors in your brain, and people get addicted to it because fear and anger are easy to access, and it's much more comfortable to punch a wall for a lot of people in America than it is to have a tough conversation. And that again is a very primitive thing controlling us, our lizard brains, as they call it. And look at China right now. China has a massive surveillance state. They have they can watch your every movement every single day.
Well,
they have robot cops.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, in America, we don't have that yet, but Elon Musk and Peter Thiel want to do that, and that's what they're working with Trump to do, to make a big police state. And they always use, oh, there's crime some places. We have to be afraid of the crime, of the immigrants, whatever. And they repeat the same 5 stories about immigrants, Lake and Riley, Lake and Riley, Lake and Riley. If there's 20 million illegal violent criminals in America, you would probably have more stories. You'd probably have first-hand experiences. Or ICE would have experiences with shootouts if that was a huge issue. But if they create that reality, they can justify authoritarian overreach by saying everything's a national emergency. So what do we do when there's people who are willing to play that social, that huge PSYOP campaign game? And I think that Trump has mastered that. I think that's why Trump is successful. And when Musk bought Twitter and works with all these other guys in the Curtis Yarvin and PayPal Mafia and Peter Thiel funded JD Vance, they are trying to socially engineer Americans to be in a position where we are okay with autocracy, where we are okay with the techno gods controlling, and the tech bros controlling our society in an authoritarian system, so we can just say, it's groupthink. It's it's bad. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. Now, I do think lots of those things are bad. You'll have all these different groups and social cliques of influence and power. Now, I don't think it'll ever be completely possible to completely root out something like that. I think there needs to be a sort of balance between various groups, and there needs to be some sort of way to amplify natural correction, so that way one group doesn't have overwhelming, just complete and total influence just out the gate for pretty much everything, which is becoming very prevalent in lots of places around the world.
I mean, we could talk about some examples too, but I just think about how the Rizzler and Baby Gronk and the boom, boom, boom people on TikTok are all the very popular influencers, and how the social media changes us and phones. And Mark Zuckerberg was talking today about AI replacing our friends and making up for the demand we have for social relationships. And we're going to have AI bots to make up for the other friends that we need. And they want to have AI bots take control of teaching. And it's really a scary future that we really do not want. And the balance is huge, because I used to be someone, I would say I want everyone to be involved. Higher voter turnout is a good thing. But honestly now, I'd rather people not vote if they're not going to put in the work to self-educate. Because we do not need a bunch of sheep with no independent thought coming out and voting for some dumb idiot reality TV show host who has no actual business experience. Who, like, every part of Trump is a fraud, is a lie, and it's so sad that people believe it, even if they are conservative.
He's a public orator. He's a public orator, and he's good at influencing people and saying things that people like. And when you say things that people like, people will vote for you. And that's what most politicians are. They're faces,
but look at Obama, though.
For the conglomerates that are behind them that they then act for. It's very politics in general. It's just tit
I agree, but the thing that people don't understand is that politicians will get away with whatever the lowest standard is. So when they found out they can literally just say a bunch of dumbass stuff and be like, the pronouns are killing American kids and the illegals are killing us and the terrorists are going to bring jobs back. When they realized they could just say insults and say a bunch of dumb stuff, they did that to get power. And that's why that's why I trust Democratic politicians more. Not because I trust them. They're still politicians, but they have to appeal to their voter base. And the voter base from Democrats demand a lot more in terms of actual facts and governing than Republicans demand, because Republican voters are happy with just like Trump being anti-DEI largely, unless if the economy crashes, then they'll vote Democrat again. They'll vote Democrat after the economy crashes. But thinking in that frame, People complain about politics, but politics is largely a reflection of the people. We allowed the system to be like this to a very large extent.
Well, I mean, I honestly think most people are in favor of Trump nowadays just because they agree with just the sentiments that he's just echoed. And they say things that he says things that they agree with, and so they don't look at it very deeply, and so they sign up with him because they disagree with what the other side says.
Well, they're mad at liberals for it's insecurity as well. Like, look at these college elite liberals trying to tell me what to think, and liberals do act like that too. By the way, they really do. Where you should lead with a story. So if they ask, you already said that Trump's a good orator. He knows how to talk, and he spoke at a 5th grade or 6th grade reading level. 6th grade reading level, and Hillary Clinton spoke at a collegiate level, and that made her seem very disconnected, and she already is a very pretentious sounding person, so it does not help if you're going to talk like a robot politician. If I'm going to tell someone, and I fall into this trap too, but if someone tells me they are anti-trans, okay, they're anti-trans people, and I go like, well, trans people have existed for millennia, and look at the cell wall and the brain structure, and you're actually when you're a fetal tissue developing, you're going to be a woman until this age, and this percentage of trans people are happy after surgeries and blah blah blah. I fall into that trap too, and liberals do that, but people don't want those arguments. They want the argument that says, you know what, I think we should be chill dudes, and freedom's good. And I think that we should love our neighbors. And, trans people, we might not understand them, but they're our neighbors, and this is America, and we should give them freedom, and we should just, do our best to, give everyone the rights to freedom in America. Just be a chill dude. Stop being weird. Be chill. Why are you talking about genitals all the time in bathrooms? Let's just protect people. Let's be good community members. Everyone's a child of God, etc. People would rather that experience or that conversation or give a personal anecdote about a trans person or meet someone who's trans. They would be much more influenced by that than they would be me saying, you don't understand the academic formula to this. The academic studies are very contradictory to what you're saying. Like, it's just something that liberals largely do, and I think it's shifting now, and I need to make sure I don't do that as much. It depends on the conversation, but that's been a big issue with liberal rhetoric. But yeah, I'll let you finish on a topic on as far as this goes.
Yeah, well, on that topic specifically, now personally, I couldn't really, on a personal level, I couldn't really care what an other individual does, but taking a step back and looking at the issues for the future, just at least as far as culturally wise, many countries are facing massive demographic collapses. For example, like look at South Korea and Japan to a slightly lesser degree. Like they have major issues coming up, and anything that would possibly accelerate that would probably be not in the best interest for society as a whole.
Well, here's the thing though. So like gay or trans people, they are not hurting birth rates at all. These are people who will either like have, I know gay couples that help lesbian couples have, children, and they'll adopt all the kids that don't have parents. So like, when it comes to that, it's not going to decrease the birth rate, in that situation. And I hate that every problem is blamed on immigrants for.
I'm mostly just talking about the families that aren't having replacement level birth rates.
Oh yeah, well, like me for example, right now, like I would probably. I would probably have a kid if a bunch of like adjacent to neo-Nazi lunatics who are corrupt weren't taking over the government and collapsing our entire system. I'd probably be having a kid or thinking about it, or my friends would, or if this was not happening. But in developed countries, like I said before, like it just happens in developed countries, and that's why we need immigration.
Oh, yeah.
Immigration is really good for this.
Well, and another thing, if you look at replacement level birth rates, typically rural areas are always typically the ones historically that are the ones creating the most births per capita.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're the real population growth drivers for most countries. And so whenever you have a situation where, there's mass urbanization, lots typically have a slower population growth. It's more like a demographic sink. Cities are typically compared to more rural populations.
Yeah, that's a really complicated one. I'll probably have to think about this combo more. I'm getting a little bit sleepy because these conversations are actually technical. When you think about the data behind it, and I haven't really looked at the because like the Amish birth rates are super high, obviously. So yeah, I have to think about this more. So I don't know if it's a doozy.
I can explain a couple drivers. I don't have statistics offhand, but just going from I might be speaking out of the ass right now, but just from my memory, that's what I remember. Now you have drivers like, let's say you're living in a rural area where you're living on a farm. You have a family. You can raise more children because you have the food, and they're basically free labor for you, and there's no drawback to having more children versus living in a city where there's more of an economic factor. You're not directly creating most of your food. You're mostly providing services for other city dwellers for the most part, or something along the lines of that. And so economic factors are much more stringent in your specific case compared to someone living in a rural area.
It's difficult as well just to think about like France gives so much to mothers. France gives huge I guess like stipends or stimulus checks to mothers. They have tons of child care programs and universal care, and mothers get support before even having the child, and I think there's like years of leave for mothers and fathers. So they have so many policies for the birth rate, and they still are not above replacement level. Let me see. I'm gonna try to take one more caller. I do want to ask you one question though, just for the chatter that was asking it. They were asking, what is your argument for why the birth rate declining is an issue? Like, why is it a problem to you, I guess?
Honestly, it just for the continuation of, society and culture as a whole. So, like, for South Korea, for example, in, a couple hundred years, so, like, societally wise, there may be none, like us, very few left, just based off of their, birth, replacement levels. And so, the cultures that do grow the fastest, they will replace the ones that eventually die out, and that's just kind of how cultures work. You can probably name a couple dozen cultures, not me personally, but that have just kind of died out or been absorbed by better, faster growing ones over time due to various factors.
So yeah, that'd be an argument that a more like very far right person would make. So I don't know if that's what you would align with. I think culture is a very minor issue because culture can change and adapt and still be very positive. I don't really care about maintaining old cultures. If we did do that, we'd have a society where rape is okay. Things have changed a lot versus, I'm not saying you're okay with that, by the way. I'm not saying that. But yeah, things have changed a lot over the past 400 years. The same white cultures, Anglo-Saxon or whatever, they have changed drastically in the past 20 years alone. Like, cultures always change. I don't care about that as much. But the biggest issues, I would say, a fewer workforce and if you want to grow the economy is an issue. If the population gets older, if we have people that are still living, we need more productive workers at the bottom to pay for things like social security and other programs for the older populations. You can put a strain on all social safety nets in general. If you have no one being born, to be young and healthy, you could talk about population decline, but I don't think if we manage resources differently as a people.
More future, but
if we
really
manage
that
resources differently, that'd be a pretty small problem. I think it's just currently the economic system is not really ready for it, but
maybe as resources continue to decline, that might be more of a pressing issue. But right now,
possibly.
Probably not.
But I mean, with climate change and crop failure, we're probably going to have mass migration genocides. To be honest, we're going to have extermination events from people trying to flee areas of the world that you cannot live in anymore. It's going to be a mess anyway. So it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, on that note, what are your thoughts of billionaires buying most of the fresh water sources in the U.S. and around the world.
I don't know how many water sources they own exactly. But, I mean, my general opinion would be if there's a public good that billionaires are owning too much of, you would probably need to find a way to make that socialized or to nationalize it, whatever you want to say for that. If that were an issue, then we would need to deal with it for the commons. But I don't know what the actual numbers are, so I can't really comment on that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to take one more person tonight. I appreciate the call. Definitely feel free to call in another time. If you I feel like do you have Discord?
I just joined your Discord.
Awesome. There's one of our mods. I feel like you'd have a good conversation with DJ. DJ's a little philosophy dork that talks to people for a long time. And loves commanding conversations about deep issues like this. So, I think it'd be a good conversation.
Just pinged me in the Discord. I was sitting in the live caller waiting room.
Oh, you were that person. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
pinged you
man.
to say. Okay, so that's you.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So good to see you in there. Yeah. But yeah, we'll probably hop in there and chat a little bit when I'm done streaming. And if DJ's
Gotcha.
around, DJ's usually here for conversations. But yeah, DJ, I have to find someone for DJ to talk to because it just gets lonely. Some of these mods, the Discord mods are very needy, of course. But yeah, thanks for the call. We'll see you in the Discord then.
Yeah. Have a good one.
All right, thank you too. See you. All right, guys, it's 1 a.m. Time to go to bed. Thank you so much for the donations again. I saw new ones. Keep streaming for $5. Jordan, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Jordan. Thank you so much, TG, for $5 to keep streaming. Silver, Sliver, $2. The Whittakers are an inbred family in West Virginia. I didn't. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I didn't know what you meant. I saw you say something. Oh, wait. $10. Keep doing the good work. Senior Turkey. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that one earlier. $10. Thank you so much. I did not see that. That's upsetting. That is upsetty spaghetti. Brother. Imagine being a mod. Cringe. Freaking cringe, dude. Freaking cringe. Send more money to keep the stream going and make him indebted to you. Yeah, if you want to donate, Jolah Politics on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. You can send messages on there as well. Best place to donate. Let me look at my work schedule for tomorrow. I don't know when I have to wake up. Cali Water. TubeU is a bot. TubeU is a bot set on talking points from the topic of conversation from like 4 months ago of California water supply. It's actually kind of sad that the bots are stranded. Tell you why women won't talk to me. That is cringe. Yeah. I don't even care. Was that good? You like that? Oh man, okay. Alright, water access right. Oh, are you still taking debate calls? I don't know. I might have to go to bed. Cashy tune, what was it? The Star Spangled Banner, dude. And Protect the minnow, dude. I might just have to stream again tomorrow, guys. One more call. I can't do it. I've been suffering sleep-wise. I'll hop in Discord a little bit and chat. I want to be able to rest, and I'm volunteering at the Bernie Sanders anti-oligarchy tour tomorrow. So I have to rest up, dude. I have to be there for like 6 hours to help volunteer. So I'll take more calls tomorrow. I took like 10 calls tonight. So thank you guys so much for all the donations, and thank you so much for 25,000 subscribers. Although a lot of the subscribers are bots anyway, but I'll take it. Please drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. You can call again tomorrow. I should be live around 9:30ish. Hopefully, I'm gonna get a snack, and sounds great. Thank you. I'm gonna get a snack and go in Discord a little bit. If you join Discord, we could chat if you want. Maybe, I don't know. Here is the Discord link again. If you need the Discord link, again, my TMJ acts up. I gotta rest my jaw. MAGA also called Kamala a commie. She's closer to y'all than them. MAGA did call Kamala a commie. Tell us how it goes. I'll try. Thank you. Here's Discord. I'm tired. Thank you again for all the support, donations, all that kind of stuff. I said I was going to do a Q&A for 25,000 subs, but I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. It just sounds like a good thing to do, but like, why would I do a Q&A? I literally, my entire show is a Q&A. Why would I do a Q&A when that's my entire show? I literally do a Q&A every single night. What else am I going to talk about, dude? What else? Thank you, guys. Rest my jaw, lol. Yeah. That is true. That is true. Thanks. Thank you. I'm here for. Thank you to all the new viewers as well. Really good night algorithm-wise. I think they knew I was going to hit 25K tonight. Okay. Join Discord. Have a great night. Thank you for the donations. See you guys tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. for the Friday stream, most likely around that time. I will post it officially tomorrow at some point. Get some sleep, guys. See you in Discord. Have a good night. Woohoo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Have a great night. I see some new faces in there. I'm happy about that. Thank you. Keep it coming. I'll try. My channel was dead for a few months. I'm finally revitalizing it. So that's good. Finally, we had some drought, but I do have to travel. I'm gonna be next week from Wednesday to Sunday. I'm gonna be gone, dude. So I need to take 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to take 5 days off in a week. So GG's. There goes the channel again. Whoops. Whoopsies. Whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsies. You guys still better be here when I get back. You better still be here when I get back, dude. Nope. Thank you for this venue. Soon as back online will contribute. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. No money to Ukraine. I want all my money to go to Ukraine, actually. I want to double my taxes just for Ukraine. Triple. How about the 14-year-old yesterday who was sick? So I didn't know they were young. Yeah, I'll be off 5 days. I might be able to stream that Sunday. They were sick, so I did not know they were like 14 or 15. And I was talking about how tariffs are bad because it's hard because these 14-year-olds watch Charlie Kirk now, which is why he's so successful, because they're kids and they don't know any better. But I'm like, the tariffs are bad. It'll raise our taxes. He's like, hey, I don't pay taxes. I'm 14. That was crazy. Okay, have a good night, guys. 10-minute stream. Take a call or a day or video. You volunteering? I don't know. I put a lot of effort into doing things in real life as well, and I feel like I need to grow my online platform. So it's interesting. I don't know what the best way to do that would be. I like giving general messaging tips informed by my actual life, and things I see in real life. Because I feel like a lot of online creators are from New York and California, and they don't know the real life stuff. But it's whatever. All right, guys, have a good night. See you guys tomorrow.